Make sure you guys get your 5 stocks from Moomoo. Link down below. All you have to do is deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. It's free money, guys. Who doesn't like free money? Again, link down below. And now let's break down the market, some stocks, charts, what I'm looking to do in the market. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into the video. So we had the S&P 500 today, closed down 0.8%. The Dow went down 0.5%. We had the good old Russell down 1.6% as the NASDAQ went down 1.4%, and we had the VIX up 5%, and we had the metals go crazy. We had gold up over 2% and silver up almost 2.7%. And look at gold, guys. Look at gold. Not to toot my own horn, but did we not call this out? It's almost at 2,000 an ounce, and in my opinion, it's probably going to take out that all-time high, which I think it was right around 2,000 and maybe 20 an ounce. Let me show you guys this 3-year chart so we can double check. Actually, no, it was a bit higher than that. Back in August 2020, we got to almost 2,100 an ounce. So in my opinion, based on this 3-year chart, which is clearly showing a breakout, and we actually called this out before it broke out. I told you guys in 2022, I thought gold was going to do very well, and the geopolitical problems are definitely fueling this gold rally. But I think, honestly, I think it was going to do that, do this rally, have this rally, even if we didn't have geopolitical tensions. And of course, we don't know what would have happened, but that's just my, my opinion, right? So gold's breaking out. I think we're going to go 2,000 plus an ounce, maybe as early as next week. No joke, guys. That could literally happen next week. And if it doesn't happen next week, over the next couple of months, I definitely think, in my opinion, it's going to happen. So let's take a look here at some charts. We obviously have SPY and Triple Q still continuing the downtrend on the 4-hour chart. They're both struggling right by the 180 moving averages, right? We've talked about this many, many times. And at this point in time, we have Triple Q holding above 335 by a thread. It's literally holding above it by a thread, guys. If we take out 335, this will probably test the lows from the end of February being around 317. And if SPY excuse me, if SPY breaks out or breaks under 427, which has been support for the past couple days, almost a week and a half, 2 weeks, if we break 427, this is going to go down most likely to test the lows from the end of February. So one good thing, I guess you can say, based on today's close, even though the markets got hit very hard, one good thing is, SPY held above 427. We broke back over 430, so we are respecting that 427 support level on SPY, and I guess Triple Q is respecting right around 335. But again, if these points break, 427 SPY, 335 Triple Q, it's going to be a bloodbath. The bloodbath will continue from that point, and it's going to get even worse from that point if those points end up breaking. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the markets, gold, where you guys see things going in the future. And of course, today's Friday. We're going into the weekend, and anything could happen over the weekend. That's why, from a trading perspective, right, I've been very cautious in this environment. I don't like holding too many trades over the weekend. I'm being very cautious because, again, with Russia, Ukraine, literally anything could happen. Every couple of hours, there's something new coming out. So for sure, the markets are going to be volatile next week. We're probably going to get a piece of information this weekend that's going to move these markets up or down. And before you know it, March 16th, right around the corner. It's coming. It's, in 12 days from now, we have the Fed meeting. So a lot's going on. And again, I love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, guys. And I appreciate all of you out there for just watching, subscribing, liking the videos. You guys are awesome. So let's go over now some individual stocks that I'm looking at that are setting up pretty nicely, in my opinion. And mind you, this is all my opinion, guys. Do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. These are just stocks that I think are setting up nicely. Number one is AG, First Majestic Silver. This one up 3% today, which makes sense considering it's a mining company, and we had the gold and silver. The price of gold and silver, they did very well today, and mining stocks in general crushed it. So First Majestic did well as well, up 3%, like I said. And what we're noticing here is on the 4-hour chart, especially if I zoom in a bit, on the price action since October. What I'm noticing is, and especially the price action in 2022, I'm noticing an ascending triangle forming. We've been making higher lows since the end of January. We're now above the moving averages, and we're noticing a golden cross on this 4-hour time frame. And I'm also noticing a huge resistance at about $12.30. You guys can see that's where we failed on the 20th of January, and multiple times throughout the latter half of February. We failed at about 12:30. So if this point breaks, and mind you, we closed right under 12:30 today. If this point breaks, the ascending triangle will be playing out, and that means we could get a leg up all the way, potentially. Nothing's guaranteed. Again, nothing's guaranteed ever in life, and especially in the stock market. But if we get a break above 12:30, ascending triangle plays out, AG goes $13.50 to $14. That's what this chart is telling me. $13.50 to $14 being resistance from back in the end of 21 in October, throughout November. So I'm going to set my alert for stock number one here, AG. I'm going to put it at maybe $12.40. We'll do it right now. Mark is at or above. And again, if that point breaks, we probably have 10-12% upside from there at minimum. And who knows? You never know, guys. If these gold stocks, mining stocks in general, silver stocks, if we get a huge bull run, I mean, these haven't been in a bull run in a while, these mining stocks. If we get a huge push in that space in general, AG might even break 14 and start ripping towards mid-high teens. Very, very possible. So keep your eyes on First Majestic Silver. PayX is another one. PAYX is the ticker symbol on this one. This one up 2.6% on the day today. You guys can see clearly on the 4-hour chart here, it's continuing the uptrend. Very obvious. And it actually closed above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart here. And what we're noticing is a double bottom breakout. This looks very, very good. Now, what we need to see for this to continue is a clear-cut break above the highs from the beginning of February, being around let's just say 125. So I'm going to put my alert at $125 a share, and we're showing very good signs of a breakout, double bottom above the moving averages, closing above the moving averages, but we got to get out of 125. 125, again, was resistance early February, but it also was resistance in the end of 2021. So if we take 125 out, the next point I think this is going to go to is anywhere from 135, 140. We have a wide open gap of about 8 to 10% up to about 138, 140. That's where Paychex here, PAYX, could end up going. So set your alerts, watch it. I'm liking this setup. Walmart is another one, WMT, that's breaking out. Finally, guys, Walmart is breaking out. Today it went up 2.5%. You guys can see it's now trading above both moving averages, which it hasn't done that, since the beginning of November. I mean, if you guys look at the triple Q chart, and this is interesting because Walmart's not a tech stock, but if you look at triple Q, these two line up similarly. The sell-off started at the same time period. Beginning of November is when triple Q started being toppy and selling off. That's what happened with Walmart. And it's interesting because, again, Walmart's not a tech stock, but that's what happened. And I don't know why, but, that's what happened. And Walmart's kind of been in a rut. If you look on this 3-year chart, it hasn't done anything since the end of 2020. I mean, this stock's been stuck at 150, 140, that 10, 15 point window, that range. It's been stuck there for almost 2 years. I mean, more like a year and a half. It's been a while. So at this point, we're getting that breakout on the 4-hour chart. Some upcoming targets, 145 followed by 150. These are the points that Walmart on the upside, the gaps that need to fill. And let me show you guys, let me just draw them out so you all can see. 145, big resistance. Jeez, guys, big resistance. Sometimes you need a little bit of water when you're making YouTube videos, guys. I'm talking to myself now because I need water. Hold up. So, yeah, 145 was resistance from, December to about January. 150 was resistance back in November, also back in August. So these are the upside gaps that now that we're breaking out of these moving averages, that's where we could be going. So I'm liking Walmart. I'm liking the setup here. UNH is another one, United Health Group, that I'm looking at. This one's breaking out as well, up 2.5% on the day today. It's well above the moving averages. You guys can see the uptrend is also continuing here, very evident. You can see that on the 4-hour chart, but we need to break out of 500 to about 510. That's been a sell zone, for the past couple of months. Oh, really just the past 2 months. All of 2022 pretty much. We've hit 500, 510 a couple times. We failed there. So this needs to break out of about 500, 505. So I'm going to put my alert initially here at 500. I'll put another one at $510. So 2 alerts set on UNH. And if we start getting out of the wedge, this thing could go up, it could fly. And if you guys have been watching my channel, if you're in my Patreon as well, which if you want to join that, that's linked down below. You've seen me call this out months ago when it was in the mid 400s. We called that breakout. I see a very similar setup occurring here, which could lead to the next breakout, which is why I'm covering it here on the channel. We also had Caterpillar today do decently. It went up 0.4%. CAT is the ticker. This closed above the 50 moving average. It's making a pretty nice move off of the 180 lows, 179 lows to be exact, from a couple of days ago. It's off that low. It's up about 11% from that low. It also closed above the 50 moving average on this 4-hour chart, but we're under the 180 moving average. So this one's interesting. I'm thinking this rally we're seeing could be a bull trap. It is a bit of a relief rally off a very oversold low point of 179. But I'm not completely, what's the word here? I'm not completely crossing out the idea that it could go higher, rather, because it could go higher. The truth is, it could go higher, but this 180 estimate, it's making me a bit nervous here, right around 200, 205. So I'm going to lower this alert, actually. It's at 210. I'm going to put it at about 205, roughly. So if that point breaks, which also 205 is the 180 estimate, but also it's the resistance from the beginning of February throughout pretty much the entirety of February. So we got to get above 205. If that happens, now we're talking a move towards 215, 220 at least. That's kind of what I'm looking out for when it comes to Caterpillar. We also have Marriott International setting up quite nicely here. It's towards the bottom of the channel on the 4-hour chart. Today it sold off about 4%, down over $6 a share. And I believe, based on this past price action, and you guys can see it here on this chart, I believe Marriott buyers are going to step in right around here. In fact, we're already seeing a green candlestick forming on the 4-hour chart. And if I pull up the intraday, you guys can see straight up consolidation all day after the initial sell-off we saw in the beginning of the day. I mean, look at this. Beginning, the first 30 minutes to an hour of the session today, we sold off about 3-4%, and then from about 10:30 a.m. to close, so for the next 5.5 hours, Marriott did not budge under 156. It consolidated, so that's showing me buyers are stepping in. They're respecting the support of around 158, right around the bottom of this channel, and now all we need to see is maybe a couple of days of consolidation, maybe a gap up. If we gapped up on Monday or Tuesday, that'd be a good sign that this slowly wants to go to fill the the top of the channel, to fill the gap, maybe 170, 180, 185 over time. That's where it could be going. So I'm liking Marriott the way it's setting up here. Intel is the last one, and this is one that I've been selling covered calls on like no other. Same with some of the other stocks I own. I love selling covered calls, guys. It's to me, it's superior to dividends, but that's just me, guys. I don't know. Maybe, it's different. It is different because dividends, it's way more, it's literally the definition of passive income. You don't have to do anything. But with covered calls, you do have to do some work, but you can make more money with covered calls. You could have a $50,000 account with, with a bunch of dividend stocks, and you wouldn't make nearly as much money as a $50,000 account where you're doing covered calls. So there is work involved with covered calls, but you can make some money doing it, guys. Seriously. I mean, if you have $50,000 account, trust me, this is not me talking out of my you-know-what. I've done this. You can make hundreds of dollars a month with 50,000, let alone if you had multiple six figures in your account. You can make, geez, way more than that, right? So covered calls, I love selling them. And that's what I do with options for the most part, guys. I don't really like buying options. I mean, I've done it a lot in the past. Trust me. Sometimes I buy some leaps, a couple years out, 1, 2, 3 years out. But for the most part, I'm just selling calls. I like that premium, guys. I like getting that extra income. And for the most part, I reinvest it. I reinvest it. Sometimes I pull it out if I want, spending money, whatever. If I want to buy this, that, I could pull it out. But overall, Intel is it's a great covered call stock for me, and they also pay a dividend. So that's the thing. If you can get a stock that you like, they pay a dividend, and you can sell covered calls on it, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. But anyway, enough of that. We went on a bit of a side tangent. Let's take a look at this chart. What we're noticing is an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's above both one moving average. It's about to break out of the 180 moving average, which is right around $49. If that does happen, guys, listen, this inverse head and shoulders could complete anywhere from the mid to high 50s. I'm thinking anywhere from $55 to $58. That's where this thing could be going. And no, it's not going to happen in a day, guys, in a week, probably not even in a month or two, because Intel is not a meme stock. It's not a hype tech stock. It takes time, but eventually, again, if we break out, if you have some patience, this could end up playing out, and I'm all for it. I'm here. I'm waiting on it, and in the meantime, while I wait for that to happen, like I said, guys, I'm going to be collecting my dividends, which I actually got a dividend payment on the 1st of March. That's when Intel paid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys got it if you own Intel stock, and I'm going to be selling my my covered calls, so I'm going to be making income off my asset while I wait for the price to go up. That's the beauty of investing and trading and covered calls, guys. That's just the truth of the matter. So that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, drop me a good old comment, and join my Patreon if you guys want all my buy, sells, call outs, morning update videos, Discord access, plus more. That's linked down below, or you guys can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. I post everything there. Make sure you guys join that and get your 5 stocks for Moo. It's free money. Use my link, deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 5 stocks, each of which could be valued up to $3,500. Again, link down below. It's free money, guys. Get your money. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.